next to the radio tower.
I'll do it. God damn it, I will do it.
The doors to the lift slice open.
And you snap out of your memory. You walk 15 steps exactly and open an interior door. On your right, a bank of letterboxes.
You take the key from your pocket and open yours. Inside, nothing.
You shut the door to your letterbox, and then a memory.
Of a woman
Of a man.
who hung himself out of a window on the 15th floor of the blue building next to the radio tower.
He was a young man, short, with black hair and little blue eyes. You remember seeing the photograph of him in the newspaper weeks later. It was a Polaroid, taken only hours before he hung himself. They found it on his kitchen counter with a note that only said, "Goodbye," written in black marker.
You remember bits of his story. He was a bell ringer, single, with a dog and a cat. He must have felt awful, edging his way closer to death every day in his last weeks.
What a relief he must have felt when he finally stepped off that window ledge. Strange, and sad too, that he hung there, dead, for a week before anyone noticed.
In fact, it might have been more than a week. It's possible no one would have ever noticed him if he hadn't fallen to the street and killed two people who were walking by.
The rope he'd hung himself with had frayed from the weight of his body blowing in the wind.
And he fell.
Like so much dead weight. No one claimed his body, what was left of it, and no one knows why he killed himself. All that was left was that Polaroid and the sad look in his eyes. And in that spot where he came crashing to the ground, there was a strange feeling that shivered over anyone who crossed it.
You know this because you remember what it felt like. That awful shiver. Like hot and cold, all at the same time, coursing up your spine in pricks of sensation. Yes, you have crossed that spot before, and the memory of it is permanently etched into your body.
Why are you having this memory? Rewind.
You are walking down steps, past a yellow door marked 2, down into the lift, down out to the letterboxes.
You open the door and take a deep breath.
You're on the street. You don't remember the last part of your walk, but that's okay. Sometimes time has holes in it.
You look around to orient yourself. You look for the sound.
In front of you, a long line of traffic going in both directions.
On the other side of the street, under a big white umbrella, are 2 old ladies smoking cigarettes and laughing. The rain is coming down in sheets, but it doesn't bother them. One of them is wearing a Hawaiian print jumper that has seen better days. The other is wearing a very tight t-shirt that has a cartoon cat drawn on it. They are completely out of place, but at the same time you feel drawn to them. You wave at them, but they don't seem to notice. You wave again, and listen to the sound of your hand cutting through the air.
To your left, the pavement curves down a steep hill, and to your right, the pavement is flat.
You listen.
Yes, there it is. The sound is to your left, so you turn and start walking. You look at your watch and it says 6 p.m. This time seems strange to you because you've only just left your flat. You look up at the sky to see if it is indeed that late, but you can't tell because the sky is covered in grey cloud. Nothing to do but trust your watch. You feel inside your bag to make sure you have everything. Your fingers touch paper and you feel confident. Yes, you feel confident. Your hand searches the bag and pulls out a sweet.
It's a guayabita from Costa Rica. It's a chocolate filled with guava. Someone sent them to you as a present. You unwrap it and put it in your mouth. It is sweet and delicious. The taste reminds you of how you felt when you received the package. There was a knock on your door, and then feet walking away. You opened the door, looked on the landing, and listened for clues. There was no sound. There was no one, but at your feet, a package. You tuck it in and close the door. It was an unmarked package. No return address. No writing at all on it. A brown package. You opened it, trembling with fear, because no one knows you and you never get any post. Inside, a bag of sweets and a note. It said, "You are not alone." You looked out of the window, looking for who had left the package, but there was nothing. Only a fog lay over the streets below. You looked at the package, and a smile crossed your mouth, followed by tears.
This memory makes you smile, and then a few tears fall down your face. You like it when emotions loop that way. Joy turning to sorrow, laughter to anger.
You let the tears run their course, down over your cheek and past your mouth. The taste of salt blushes your lips as the salty tears drip down. The tears stop and you lick your lips.
You're walking down the hill. In the distance is a lake or a river, and to your left you hear some music. It sounds like music from olden times. You close your eyes for a moment and imagine couples dancing in a smoky club, the women in gorgeous gowns and the men in tuxedos. You open your eyes and have a chuckle.
The pavement has started to change beneath your feet, so that little bits of grass are making their way into the pavement. This must mean you are getting close.
Coming towards you is a woman pushing a pram and talking on the phone. She walks right past you and you can swear that she bumped into you, but you don't feel a thing. The sound of her shoes is like the hooves of a horse.
You stop walking and listen.
You start to doubt it was a woman at all.
Maybe it wasn't.
Maybe it was really a horse, an invisible horse coming to take you away.
This thought makes you smile. You sometimes wonder if you are completely insane.
You start walking again, following the sound.
You count your footsteps to yourself, looking for the maths of your movement.
You're walking down the hill, and on your left you see two children playing patacake.
This reminds you of playgrounds, swings and
Of
seesaws.
scraped knees and ice cream on sticks.
You keep walking, counting as you go.
On your right you hear a woman crying.
You stop to look at her and wonder what's wrong.
She's just standing in the rain, looking up at the sky, wiping her hands on her face and crying.
You think it might feel good to cry, but instead you keep walking.
The hill begins to get a bit steeper, and you feel your calf muscle tighten from the strain of walking.
You notice that all around you the buildings are dead. You think you might be going the wrong way, but the sound is still there, so you keep walking.
On your right, an empty plot of land surrounded by a chain-link fence. You run your hand across the metal.
You keep walking.
On your left, a supermarket with a burnt-out sign. The last letter in its name is flickering on and off.
You keep walking.
On your right, an unhappy man with a hacking cough.
You keep walking.
In front of you, a pile of rubbish is spilled all over the path. You step through it and notice a shabby toy horse. You pick him up and look at him closely.
It smells incredibly foul.
And its red eyes are frightening. One of them is cracked in the middle, giving the impression it has been beaten into
You drop
bleeding.